Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Consensus, that is CONSENSYS, the company behind the popular cryptocurrency wallet MetaMask, has disclosed a data breach that has understandably caused alarm within the cryptocurrency community. However, the developers of the MetaMask add-on and mobile app have assured users that they are completely secure. Because it's not the custodial or the non-custodial software, the crypto wallet does not record any information about its users. On Friday, the firm revealed that one of their third-party service providers had been the source of the data theft. Now, let me say this part very quickly. There has been a really weird uptick in the amount of non-custodial and or decentralized wallets out there who have been announcing that they have partnered with Visa or MasterCard or PayPal or whatever other company to either allow you to pay in card, to pay online in some sort of way, to link one of your accounts to these things. If you were here a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned quite firmly, I don't like the idea of this because any data that you share with a third party or another company or even MetaMask in general, MetaMask never asks you to share anything with them. But any other company who is tied to them, if they have a breach, if they have a hack, if they have a something else, your information ends up going who knows where to some of these other companies. So it is in the nicest way. If you don't have to use services like this, I would avoid them, as far as like you can use MetaMask or any other non-custodial and or truly decentralized platform. But the moment anyone asks you to tie your PayPal to it, tie your Visa or MasterCard, it's so fine. They're trying to basically get extra information out of you in some sort of way. So, I always say, if you can legally do things within your country pertaining to cryptocurrencies, do them, because MetaMask's amended privacy policy in November of 2022 drew criticism for allowing a communication protocol provider to gather user data, including IP address and Ethereum wallet address during transactions. That was also another very big thing. I assume that was kind of the beginning of it. Like, I understand that these are companies and they're trying to make huge amounts of money, but a lot of times, a lot of people who don't understand the actual rights of privacy within the cryptocurrency space, or what you are technically allowed to do without having to use a third party and or another service provider for any type of usage of something, i.e. a lot of times I'll mention to you, you don't have to use a cryptocurrency exchange for X. You can do it on your own. You can self-custody, you can stake your own coins. You don't have to pay a fee to a lot of these different companies. And the news that we got, whether it was actually substantiated or not, I'm not sure. I didn't look into it. I don't use MetaMask all the time like that, so I'm not really, looking to see exactly what their policies are. But I do personally draw the line when it comes to any type of data collection, because I've mentioned this to you before, and this is basically how it's going to be, and even more so in the future. A lot of countries don't like cryptocurrencies, and they don't like what people are doing. We currently have situations where, if you've been paying attention to any anti-money laundering laws over the last I want to say 20 or so years, a lot of them changed policies from, if you move money that's more than 100K around without notifying a specific government, whatever, you can get in trouble. And then they changed that to 50,000, and that was swiftly changed nearly around the world to $10,000. If you move more than $10,000 at any given time and you're not telling some type of a tax agency, whatever, you can get in trouble. There are certain countries that have even changed this to 5,000. There are certain countries who are trying to change this to over $1,000 worth of cryptocurrencies. So you have all these different things where you might be doing something. You might be moving $1,025 over to your mother in the other part of the world because she needs some kind of money in cryptocurrency, whatever, what have you, so on and so forth. However, if you don't know that there's a law that says you can't send over 1,000, Because who's looking into those things every single day. And then also, like, 10 years down the line, a chain analytics company has collected all of your data, and they go, yeah, remember in 2023 when you sent money to so and so and it was over $1,000, now you're being fined for it. It's these kind of things. And this is where I always wish that we as a cryptocurrency space stayed more decentralized and within ourselves. I understand that we need, a light air quote, the traditional financial space to be able to grow a lot more, to get new people into our market. But a lot of things like this, it doesn't have to happen. Consensus subsequently provided clarification on its privacy policy in response to significant complaints about its data collection processes. On Friday, Consensus announced that user data had been compromised. Around 7,000 people who so listen up here. 7,000 people who contacted MetaMask's customer assistance with sensitive information between August 1st of last year and February 10th of this year. So that's a good August, September, October, November, December, January, February, around a 7-month period. Until February were affected, the company stated. The firm stressed the security of its app and browser add-on, basically stating that it was not them, but it was a company who they have essentially partnered with who had access to other people's data, and therefore that was the issue. The organization elaborated on the specific types of user information that were exposed. Even while the customer service provider's authorization may have exposed users' email addresses, the business warned that other information, including names, addresses, phone numbers, credit card details, may have been exposed over the course of 18 months. According to the statement, around 7,000 individuals throughout the globe were impacted. So once again, just, this is a friendly reminder. If you decide to use something within the cryptocurrency space, I don't care if they say that they are decentralized or not. Try to, if you can. It behooves you. It is your own money. Do research and to see if there is another form of something that you can use without having to go through a third party or another, system. If you're trying to stake, if you're trying to make money in a certain other way, if you're trying to use a decentralized exchange, figure out if you can use that DeFi exchange on your own. Do you have to go through a website? Do you have to sign up for something? You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, as always, try to protect your money. MetaMask has stated that this is not their fault. But at the same exact time, the partner company apparently had a very dramatic breach. I want everyone to, it is your life. It is your privacy. It is your, do what you want to do with it. And, anyway, that's the MetaMask compromise third party news. And yeah, let's move on. Also in the news, Solana, that's Solana, has announced the launch of a Web3 mobile device called Saga M, hoping the device will revive the ecosystem, which has been in decline in terms of on-chain activity. It's been around since last year. For those of you who don't know why Solana has been in decline, after the fall of the FTX cryptocurrency exchange and news began to seep out from the ecosystem, we were told that apparently a large portion of Solana's holdings were allegedly with FTX, and therefore the assumption was that any or major movements up in Solana's price may have actually been started and or initiated by FTX in some sort of way. And therefore, when FTX collapsed and they began to sell off a bunch of their assets, Solana was a huge portion of it. They sold a huge portion of Solana onto the market. And there really isn't a lot of, there's not a lot of people who are looking to buy Solana, and therefore the price remains lower than people had imagined. Solana said that its flagship, security-conscious, crypto-first Android device from Solana Mobile is available to those who have pre-ordered. The firm will begin taking new orders for the device on the 8th of May. So it's called the Saga Crypto Smartphone, It says was originally announced in mid 2022. It looks like Sega, like Sega, like it looks like it when I look at it, but it says it's Saga. It stated that the team has been using Saga for months now, along with hundreds of developers. Saga will be able to manage and store crypto assets, mint NFTs, and run decentralized applications from the Solana dApp store. You know how I feel about decentralized applications. Make sure that they are actually decentralized. Make sure that if you are putting your money on an app on top of a Solana phone, that it's actually real, that it's actually decentralized, and the risk of you losing your money is fairly low, if not 0%. I try to stay down the middle in many different topics, but throwing this out there, Solana's database, not blockchain because they don't have a blockchain, was broken, stopped working, slowed down, I think a number of 7, 8, or 9 times last year alone. I think we've had 2 or 3 of them this year. This was quite popular news as this continues to be a popular coin. I will state that if you are looking to get this phone, I would do heavy research to make sure that, this is not a joke, that your phone doesn't go down if their database goes down again. This is me, myself. When anything new is released, I tend to wait 3 to 5 months because I want to see how other people are dealing with it. Were there hacks? Did people lose their money? Were they locked out of the phone? Does the system actually work? I know it's an Android device, but I've seen some terrible Android devices. This might be one of the best phones in the entire world, but I always wait to see if people had a genuinely nice experience with this type of thing. I mentioned that years ago. There was some other company, Samsung? I don't remember. In 2020, they released a blockchain phone, and it was like $1,800, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not. I'm not spending that much money, and now we never hear about it anymore again. So, Furthermore, it says the hardware specifications are pretty impressive. It has Snapdragon 8 Plus, 12 gigs of memory, 512 gigs of storage, not, amazing. And a 6.6-inch OLED screen. Wow. And it is for $1,000. So, I know that some people are into these kind of things, but just make sure, look into it as for every single thing. Listen, I am waiting. I wish I could explain to you in proper English. I am waiting desperately for Apple's augmented reality headset glasses, whatever it's going to be that's rumored to be coming out this year. Will I be buying it immediately? Absolutely not. I wait months. I want to see if it works. Is it broken? Does it look nice? I'm not spending $1,500 on something that I might have on for 3 or 4 days and go, wow, this looks terrible and I can't return it. So, yeah. I'm shocked that there aren't other cryptocurrency project phones out there. So, yeah. That's the Solana mobile news. If you get one of these, don't be afraid to let the community know if it's good or not. If it works, is it slow? All that good stuff. And that's the Solana news. Yeah, see, I know none of you were expecting to hear me say Solana news because I don't like Solana. And yeah, let's move on. Also in always popular news, the never-ending story. The ongoing 9,000-year-long legal dispute between the U.S. SEC and Ripple has taken another turn as the San Francisco-based blockchain company has countered, the SEC's argument regarding its fair notice defense strategy. According to a document filed on the 13th of April, Ripple insisted that the case cited by the SEC did not provide any grounds to dismiss the fair notice defense. The blockchain company also substantiated its claims that the securities regulator failed to give adequate notice concerning its disclosure obligations. The SEC has been stating quite recently, and I don't know what they're on. That's the nicest way of saying it. They've been stating that everyone knows the rules. They even said, I think Gensler said very recently that everyone knows the rules. You know, it's fairly obvious what they are, and no one's complying with them. Now, I have a rebuttal. If everyone is doing something wrong when they're all trying not to get in trouble, maybe nobody knows the rules. Is anybody with me? Okay, everyone? Okay, that sounds perfect. On Monday, the SEC filed a letter of supplementary authority. Geez, that's pretentious. Supporting its motion for summary judgment, citing a District of Massachusetts court opinion concerning a case against Commonwealth Equity Services LLC SEC versus Commonwealth. In it, dated the 7th of April, the judge ruled that the defendant violated the Investment Advisors Act of 1940. It's a law from 1940. We couldn't even conceptualize having a telephone in every single home at that point in history. Nonetheless, wireless communication that links you and a friend in Tokyo instantaneously around the world. Defendant violated the Investment Advisors Act of 1940 relating to disclosure failures and rejected a fair notice defense. The court acknowledged that a 50-year-old Supreme Court precedent for disclosure requirements was enough to provide fair notice in the case. Long story short, the company Ripple has been trying to end this lawsuit for like a year and some change now. The news that we've been receiving on the news front is that every time that Ripple tries to end it or like give like a they've been asking for like a summary judgment, you know, like asking the court and the judge, hey, can you guys wrap it up? The SEC keeps stepping back in and saying, well, you guys are wrong and you did something bad. And Ripple's like, can you prove it? And the SEC goes, well, give us like 9 weeks. And then they come back with a letter and it's always something absolutely ridiculous. I do sincerely believe this lawsuit could have been finished by January. And I get like a soft February. But the SEC refuses to let up. They are desperate in that they know that if they lose this court case, they have no case against any other coin. I mentioned all of that to you before. If Ripple actually wins in this case and we get proper metrics for what classifies a coin as being decentralized, i.e., if the judge were to go, Ripple has won in this lawsuit and we can clarify that XRP is not a security because the firm held X amount of coins on this date. There are X amount of nodes securing the network. There are X amount of people around the world who are holding onto this coin. Like things like that. Every other company, every other project, every other coin just has to do the exact same thing and then some. So is it like 50 nodes? Well, cool. Let's have 75 nodes. Can the company or like does the company have to hold less than, 49% of the coin? Well, cool. We're going to hold 42%, like kind of those things. And the SEC, like they, in no uncertain terms, if they lose this, they lose the cryptocurrency space. This is why we've seen them very, very recently going after cryptocurrency companies and cryptocurrency exchanges, because I think they can smell kind of what's going on. So they're trying to figure out another way. If you can't get the coins themselves, you go after the companies. If the companies don't work, well, you go after the people who are holding the coins for other people. You say staking is bad, holding is bad, this is a derivative, this is a security. It's the only way that they can kind of maintain any kind of control. It's actually incredibly sad. That's not me making a joke. Like it's actually like watching this dinosaur like slowly not being able to like deal with itself anymore. The SEC does have a purpose more so in the traditional financial world, but I think any type of clear-cut regulations from the SEC should have obviously already been given. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do so-and-so. If you have a centralized exchange, please register with us. If you have a company, please register with us, but no information has been given. You like everyone in the class can't be in trouble, but the teacher refuses to tell everyone what they're in trouble for. Corruption. That's the SEC won't let up. News, if this lawsuit ends anytime this year, that would be, that'd be great because, it's not looking like it. The SEC is special. And yeah, let's move on. Yeah, I'm still away. I'm still trying to take a break, if you will. But I mentioned before, there will still be hopefully a continual stream of videos for everyone out there to be able to catch the latest in the news and all that other stuff. I do hope sincerely that you have been enjoying. I hope you're enjoying your time. I hope you find time off for yourself. I hope you find time to relax in some sort of way. I've noticed a very, 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 and I don't know if it's just this month, a very large uptick in the amount of stress that's going on. About 5 of my friends, like 5 friends who I see on a regular basis, everyone's about like a 15 out of 10 right now. Everything is very stressful. Everything's very like tight. A lot of people are moving. A lot of people can't find homes. A lot of people, like, it's all these really weird, crazy things. Like, I think it's to do with taxes and yada, yada. So I know it's very stressful, and I know, certain things may, whatever. I'm trying to say, like, find a way to like relax if you can, because nobody else can do it for you. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.